Hey guys, how's it going? Corporate here, and I'm bringing you my post-patch weapons guide today. I've been working on this the last couple of days, and today I'm going to bring you the assault class video. Basically, I'm going to talk about all the weapons in the assault class and what setups I like to use with them, and then what situations I like to use them in as well. I do want to note that I'm not pretending to tell you what to use. These are just my personal opinions that fit my personal playstyle. I'm a little, a little bit of a rusher, but I try not to run too much. I try to take it slow, but always be pushing. So let's get right into it, will we? The first ones are the KH2002 and the M16A4. I'm just kind of lumping these two together because they haven't changed very much and they're both very similar. They're just like they were before, and really you're just trying to think about the attachments for them. Probably the best option is going to be a heavy barrel combination just to kind of extend its range a little bit. The flash suppressor is nice with the recoil, but these guys are pretty low recoil to begin with, so I would lean more heavy barrel. Here's just a little bipod. That's another, you can check that out. Maybe a heavy barrel with a bipod would be, kind of a good Overwatch setup kind of thing. If you're picking these weapons anyway, you're really not going to be rushing as much. I mean, these weapons can definitely take guys down, but you don't want to be rushing, buildings and MCOMs and things like that with the semi-automatics. So you should probably outfit it a little bit to be more of an Overwatch type weapon with a bipod, heavy barrel foregrip, even, that kind of thing. I would definitely stay away from the regular suppressor. It's not really going to help you out that much. And here we go with the F2000. Now this gun has basically the biggest, I mean, just think about it, it's a close quarters weapon now. It'll do the job now. The recoils, they've made it a little unpredictable. You'll see it jumps around a little more left to right than I remember it doing before. Obviously here I'm using it without a foregrip. I'm pretty much using it stock here, I believe, in the video. But on this weapon, I definitely preferred the flash suppressor. Some people have said they prefer the heavy barrel, but I just don't see it. I see how that would extend the range a little bit, maybe extend the damage, but this gun's just not going to be good past mid-range. So you might as well take its strength, close quarters, and really boost it up with the flash suppressor. The regular suppressor would be an option. I just don't know, obviously because you're going to be rushing with this gun, you might want the stealth. But I would say my personal preference would be the flash suppressor. I won't really use this gun that much. It's just, again, I feel like there's better options out there. Like you see, it's jumping around so much there. Now some of it's my aim, obviously. I'm not great, and I was jumping around with 2 different guns a lot while I was doing these play tests. So I can't claim to have every gun down. But, it was a little too choppy for me. So the next gun's going to be the Famas. We've all heard about how much it's taken a hit with the patch between the accuracy penalty and the lesser magazine and the added recoil. But you see here, it's still a very good weapon. It'll win you 1v1 fights. You can control it. This has a flash suppressor, so you see the recoil is not that bad as it was. Problem for me is just between the high fire rate, the smaller magazine now, and then the really bad reload time. I just won't touch it. It's not a viable weapon for me because you're always going to die that second guy. So I just think the combination of all the quote-unquote nerfs have really put the damper on this gun. But otherwise, it's not a bad gun. So if they were, let's say, to change the magazine back or something, I would definitely consider it. But here you'll see how it kind of struggles at mid-range to hit this guy. I seem to be right on him. But, it's more of a close-range weapon now, too. So now we're going to jump to the AEK. This gun actually is a little bit better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be able to hit a little more. It's definitely a nice close-quarters weapon, just like it always has been. It was one of the best weapons in the game. It's not quite there anymore. You see here I had a bunch of targets at a little longer range, and it's just struggling to get the kills. It's getting the hits. But just between this, I guess the accuracy spread and the loss of damage over range, it's just not getting that last bullet to get that kill. So that can be pretty frustrating. Now this is with the flash suppressor on, so maybe if I had the heavy barrel, that might have helped it out. But just, it's the same thing. If you're using this gun, you're using it for close quarters. You're using it for engagements like this. You're not really using it for long range. So I would probably lean the flash suppressor, but I could see you trying the heavy barrel, maybe with a foregrip. Who knows? It could work out for you. It could extend you just a little bit. I guess it would depend on what map you're playing on, really. But engagements like this, 1v1, you're gonna win those. I mean, here it is with the heavy barrel on it. You see, it's got a little more recoil vertically, so it takes a little while, to let the barrel reset. So it's gonna be a little harder to get that last kill. But it definitely makes that first shot a lot more accurate, and you will be doing more damage with it. And the next weapon is the M416. you know, this weapon hasn't changed that much. It's still just like it was. It's not a bad weapon, but it's not a great weapon. It doesn't do anything great. It doesn't do anything poorly. It's kind of the like I said, the jack of all trades, the master of none. It's just, you know, if you're looking for a close quarters weapon, there's better options out there. If you're looking for a, you know, mid to long range weapon, there's better options out there. So this gun is probably going to be not very used very much. You know, it's a good all around gun, and it's one of my, you know, personal favorites in, you know, the Battlefield history, because, you know, it was my main gun in Bad Company 2, so I do pull for it in Battlefield 3, but it's just not really going to make me, you know, put something else down for it, to be quite honest. It just lacks, and basically you could have to almost play defensive with it, because you're almost at a disadvantage any engagement you get, you know, long range or close quarters. But if you want a good all-around weapon, you could definitely do this. I would probably do flash suppressor, but I would say it might even be, it might fit its role a little better with the heavy barrel, to be quite honest with you. Heavy barrel with an underbarrel attachment, maybe something like that. But you see how I'm using it. I'm kind of holding a position and trying to just get into them as they're trying to traverse the map. Yeah, not really rushing too much. But I mean, you see it's having a hard time getting the kills. I mean, there's so many guys right there. I mean, chalk some of that up to my aim maybe, but should have gotten a couple of those kills. I mean, come on. And here is the other one that, you know, from one guy that's not very specialized to one gun that is very specialized. We go to AN94. First thing I gotta say, don't ever use this gun in automatic mode. If you are picking this gun up, use it in the 2-burst mode. That is what it is there for, and that is what really sets it apart. Otherwise, it's not very remarkable. If you're gonna use this in the automatic mode, you might as well use another gun, okay? I liked the heavy barrel and the foregrip with this gun, just because it really accentuates what this gun does well. It gets that, you know, that first shot. If you can get that first shot in the head consistently, you're gonna get a lot of kills. It's very similar to how it was. You know, it hasn't changed very much, and most people were using the foregrip and heavy barrel beforehand as well. So I mean, if you like this gun before, you definitely will like it again. I was always iffy on it. You know, I liked it and I liked the idea of it. I just didn't really. I never felt comfortable with it, quite honestly. So, but you look here. I mean, it's a very accurate gun. It will get the job done. This is the G3A3. I actually didn't have a lot of experience with this gun, to be honest with you. But we all know it's a very accurate gun. It hits very hard, which is nice. The biggest drawback of this gun is its magazine size. It's 20 rounds, 1 in the chamber. So you're not going to be rushing with this gun anyway. So that's why I recommend, and that's why I would prefer the heavy barrel foregrip combination. This way, what happens is the heavy barrel gives you added accuracy and the increased, you know, the max damage for your distance, and then the foregrip just helps you get that second and third shot on target as well, because this thing does kick pretty hard. So with the foregrip on it, you're gonna be able to get that second and third shot and hopefully get that kill. I would use this more in an Overwatch type of role, where I'm kind of keeping my engagements to the medium range. I could see somebody putting an underbarrel rail on this with potentially, you know, the mass shotgun or something, just to help you out if you do have to run into a building or something like that. That would be fine. I definitely like this gun. I will be using it a little more. It's just, again, I tend to shy away from the guns that have a limited magazine, because I'm not the most accurate guy in the world, so I like having my bullets. So it can be tough, you know. So the next weapon is going to be the L85A2. This gun, we all know about it before the patch, was a laser, super accurate, still is. Not much has changed in that department. It is actually going to be probably even a little more accurate if you factor in the flash suppressor type setup. I prefer the flash suppressor, obviously, because it makes the recoil a lot more manageable. A lot of people like the heavy barrel foregrip, obviously, because that'll extend the strengths of this weapon. It'll make that first shot super accurate. So if you are going to use the heavy barrel, and whether you have a foregrip or not, but if you're going to use a heavy barrel on this gun, make sure you are aiming for the head. You can get some really nice damage multipliers if you can do that, and this gun is quite capable of it. It's kind of annoying how the bipod drops down like that a lot. I don't really like that. It just makes no difference, but it just annoys me. I prefer the flash suppressor just because it allows me to run a gun a little bit. This gun's plenty accurate enough for long range, so I'm trying to beef up the close quarters. It has a slower fire rate, so it's not going to be so great for that, but it makes it more of an all-around weapon in my eyes. The reason I like the flash suppressor too, I found myself getting more kills with it. You would think, just looking at the numbers and the stats, that the heavy barrel, whether you have a foregrip or not, would accentuate the L85's playstyle. You know, super accurate, pretty good damage, long range, low spread, and then you throw a heavy barrel on it, it's going to be just dominant. And it is. It's very good. But what happens is that added recoil with a heavy barrel, I literally feel like I'm sitting there waiting for the barrel to reset so that I can shoot again. And what happens is maybe I only need a 4-bullet kill with the bipod. I'm sorry, this is bipod footage with the heavy barrel. Whereas I might need a 5-bullet kill with the flash suppressor. But I just feel like with the flash suppressor reducing the recoil so much, I'm able to rapid fire, burst fire a lot quicker, and I am getting that kill as opposed to the 85-point assist, if you know what I mean. So I just had more success with it. Here you see, you know, this is the AK-74M, and here I'm just showing off a little bit of the range of this thing. This is one of my new loves. This is right now I'm going to call it my second favorite weapon, but it is fighting. It is challenging for the title, let me tell you. When I finally unlocked the flash suppressor for this thing, it was really impressive. It was really impressive, and I'm really liking it. I had a couple really great gameplays that I will bring to you later. I like most, flash suppressor is my favorite attachment. The same as the L85, it has the quicker recoil. It resets a lot quicker, so I'm able to burst fire a lot faster. And the same thing, I'm getting the kills instead of the 80-point assists. And that's what it comes down to is, you know, the heavy barrel looked like it might be good on paper, but for me, I'm getting more kills with the flash suppressor. There you go. There's that 2-second invincibility that's going to drive everybody nuts. Mark my words. The heavy barrel foregrip is a better first shot and potentially more damage, but you're going to have more recoil and it takes longer to reset. I mean, that's the trade-offs and the pros and cons. I have a feeling it's just down, here you go, a nice little range attack. It's going to come down to personal preference, basically. You know, how you want to use the gun, what you're good at. I know Rival X Factor, a guy I watch who's got super good accuracy. He loves the heavy barrel, and the reason is he can hit heads like nothing. So obviously it plays into his game, and it just destroys people. That's not me. I'm not that accurate, so I like to have less recoil. I can control the gun. I can keep the gun on target a lot better. This is just a strong weapon, like I said. I also like having the flash suppressor because it opens me up to throw an underbarrel weapon on, or potentially the bipod. Like I said, I do like to use smoke. I do like to use the 320 every now and then, something like that. I should know with the L85, it is not available to have the underbarrel rail. So it does take a little bit about it, and that's probably why it is in the third slot for me right now. Because my top 3 is going to be the L85 at 3, the AK-74M at 2, and the M16A4 at number 1. But, you know, when they're all so close, and they are very close, they're all good weapons, I will use them all. When you can't equip that and you don't have that versatility, like I said, on a rush map where I'm playing, I like to have the smoke grenades right there. They do help a lot. Same with 320s, maybe a mass shotgun to help you out with, you know, when you run your clip dry, something like that. Especially if I'm leaning more towards the flash suppressor, I'm looking for a little more value out of that other perk slot. I don't want to run it just empty, which I would pretty much be forced to with the L85 or the bipod, which is fine, but I don't see myself using it all that much. It will be handy in the certain situations to take out a sniper or something like that, but I don't see myself using it all that much, to be quite honest. A bipod, that is. And here you see, it's just, I'm able to keep it on targets as they're moving, and I'm very impressed by it, to be quite honest. I thought it would be good, and it's proven to be. Here is the M16A3. It was my favorite weapon before. It is still my favorite weapon. It is very similar to before. Dice has said that this was the basis gun of the rebalancing of all weapons, and that was probably a pretty good move because this gun is just very good in all situations. You don't feel like you're at any kind of a disadvantage. Here you go. You see me getting a little de-snipering. And that's why I love this game, this gun. I can go into any situation and feel like I have a chance to outshoot somebody. I am not going to lose the engagement because of my gun. It will be my fault, and I prefer that. You know, sometimes you might have a certain weapon, like now you might have the Famas or the AK, and you'll see a guy running at mid-range, and you got to ask yourself, should I shoot? Because I don't know if this gun can do it. You don't ever have that problem with the M16, and that's why I've, you know, really it's been my go-to gun. Like all the others, same kind of reasons. I prefer the flash suppressor. I think this gun is plenty accurate at a mid to long range anyway. So I'm looking for a little advantage in my running and gunning, little advantage taking out a second or third target, moving targets, that type of thing. So that's why I go flash suppressor. Heavy barrel is definitely an option. Just doesn't. I just prefer the flash suppressor. And same thing, by using the flash suppressor, it opens that slot up for that smoke grenade under barrel, that kind of thing. I should note though that, you know, I haven't mentioned the regular old suppressor. I don't want you guys to think I think it's garbage or anything. It has its role. Its stealth is a big pro, but you're going to pay a price for it. You're going to take an accuracy bonus and that kind of stuff. I do want to say, and I will probably do a video on, you know, post-patch tactics as things kind of change, because they will. And if you wait like a month and then you slap a suppressor on there, I think you're going to have great effect, because what's going to happen is people are going to get lazy. People are going to get spoiled at looking at the mini-map, because there's going to be so many more people on the mini-map now that they're going to get lazy. And when you can pop out from around the corner and you can take somebody out and you were never on the mini-map, you're going to surprise people all day long. So it's definitely viable, but you got to take a penalty for that stealth, and that's just fine to me. I do want to say that the next breakdown is going to be the engineer class. It might take me a little while because I don't have everything unlocked on the engineer like I did so much on the assault. And I do like to test the flash suppressor, and those have been 175 kills. So if I have to get those kills on 4 or 5 of the weapons, it might take me a couple days, but that's going to be coming very soon. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I hope it gives you a good basis on any guns you haven't played, or unfortunately if you're the Xbox guys, you haven't been able to play yet. I'm feeling for you guys. Hopefully it's going to be soon. If I could ask you to like and favorite this video if you enjoyed it, it really helps me out, really gets me on the radar, gets me some exposure, and I've seen a lot of subs in the last week, and I really appreciate that. It's great to get good feedback. I'll keep you guys posted on my thoughts and opinions on gameplay on the Facebook page. I've been using that as I've been playing a lot lately, and I've been jumping around a lot of guns, playing a lot of different game types, so I've had a lot of opinions on the patch. So if you're interested in that, check the Facebook page. That's where I post those types of things. So I'm going to end it here, guys. It's already been a long video, so I don't want to run it on too long. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.